Welcome to All Access Aurora Borealis. As a matter of fact, All Access Aurora Borealis right here on SportsTownChicago.com. Now last week we had a sit down for the first time with two players from the club. Then we had Jesse Ortiz and Patrick Ruda. Again this week we're doing the same. We have two players who are two standout players in this franchise so far. We have Chris Freeman, who is to my immediate left, and Luis Gallardo, the goalkeeper, who is all the way over there, and he's going to be keeping goal on that side while Chris strikes from right beside me. Now, how have things changed since the last time we were here? The team played Carpathia FC on the weekend. Things never quite worked out so well in terms of the final score. They went down 2-3 to Carpathia. Of course, Carpathia won the first game 2-1, so they basically have swept the home and away series. However, as per usual, and as with every game with Aurora Borealis, there is always something positive to talk about, always something happening, and we will keep stressing that the results aside, good things are happening at this franchise. So they lost the game 3-2. Where does that leave them in the Premier League of America, East Division? They're still second from bottom. They have 4 points. They have a -7 goal difference with 7 goals for and 7 against. And last weekend's game was their second, letting in three goals. Of course, Luis is here, and we're going to talk to him about that because I'm sure that's a stat that he's in no way, shape, or form comfortable or happy with. But we'll get to that in a moment. But there is one thing, if nothing else, that came from last weekend's game. And that one thing was created by this man right here beside me, Chris Freeman. In only his second game for the club, he came on as a substitute. And within minutes of being on there, he created a wonder strike. Picked up a ball on the left side of Carpathia's side of the field. And he struck a wonderful right footer into the top of the corner that I'm sure Luis would agree that if that had been a shot taken on him, he would probably have just, he would have accepted that, yes, he would have been beat. It was that good. Chris, take us through what went through your mind when you picked up that ball.
Well, actually, I was just trying to make an impact coming in as a substitute. I was trying to help the team as much as I can. And I remember what CJ told me when he was putting me in again. He told me that you need to get out there, make an impact, take a lot of shots, and that was what was going through my mind the entire time while I had that play.
Okay, and Luis, as a goalkeeper, I'm sure you're probably just happy that you weren't the one in goal when you saw that. I mean, I saw your reaction when the goal was scored, but what went through your mind when you saw that ball go in?
As soon as I saw the ball go in, or as soon as it hit off his foot, I knew it was automatically going to go in because the goalie was way off his line. I could see it from this side of the field, and I just automatically knew it was going to go in. So like I usually do when we score, I just turn around, go back to my goal, and get ready for the next plays.
All right, and we're going to get back to you on getting ready for the next plays. And of course, that goal was scored in the 58th minute. The first goal I also have to mention by Jorge Alvarez. Again, for me, it was a goal poacher's goal. I mean, the team was down 2-0. It was at the end of the second half. I mean, naturally 2-0 down, you're under pressure, you're playing at home, you need this win. And he had an ocean of bodies in front of him, but he, however, still found that space to drive that ball in to the bottom right-hand corner of Scott Messer's goal. As a forward, you're sitting there on the bench and you see a goal like that. What goes through your mind? What do you think immediately?
That was a huge goal for us. Going into the second, it gave us a lot of momentum going into the second half. It was good that we was able to get that goal at the end of the first half, which brought us back into the game.
Right, and of course then your strike leveled it, but for some strange reason the team found a way of letting in a third goal, Luis.
No, those are very unfortunate. Usually we get so happy with our being able to tie up a game that we get confident. I don't know, mishaps happen and just unfortunate.
All right, but like we said, for each game, you look at the results and they have not been what you wanted, but there are always positives to take from the game. And I remember before last week's show, Gibran saying to me, we have to bring Luis here because the game against Oakland, you pulled off some pretty good saves, excellent saves actually, that helped the team to earn their first point on the road. And pretty soon we'll be having a look at some of those goals. But as a goalkeeper, tell me, Luis, how do you prepare for a game going in?
You know, usually a game isn't a game, it's more of a job. So being a goalkeeper, my job is to keep the ball out of the net. So I usually have to try my hardest, mentally prepare myself to know that if a ball goes in, it's most likely going to be my fault. If not,
yeah. And do you take responsibility for every goal scored?
Not necessarily, but for most part, yes, because there could be something that I could have done better to make the save or to make that not go in.
Right. But, just describe for us how, the team has not been doing well. You've let in 7 goals basically as a team. But how has the season been for you so far?
You know, this season we're basically on a more of a developmental stage to get ready for the following years that we're going to be playing, the following seasons, because this is our first year. So we're more of a younger group, getting to know each other, getting that chemistry all going. And from a defensive aspect, because I am a goalkeeper, it's more of a creating that base of a defense, of a solid defense.
Right. And as a goalkeeper, you're basically of Mexican nationality. You were born in Mexico, you started playing there, and you have a very impressive resume. You're only, 21 years old, and already you've racked up a very impressive resume between the sticks. Tell us, why did you decide to become a goalkeeper? The flair and all the glamour is, with these guys, the forwards and the midfielders. Why did you decide to become a goalkeeper?
You know, actually, it was a coincidence because I think I was 11 years old when I first started being a goalkeeper. I was actually a forward, but our starting keeper got hurt, and our coach said, "Luis, do you know how to play goalie?" And I was like, "No." He was like, "Well, you're going to play." And then I played one game. I had a whole lot of fun. I loved diving all over the place. I loved getting messy, and that's when it all started.
Okay. And of course, Mexico has produced some very colorful goalkeepers in the past. Do you take inspiration from from the national team, from the national goalkeepers before?
Oh yeah, absolutely. All their basic techniques and all that. I always watch their videos. I try to learn from them. All types of different.
So what about the colorful clothing? We expect to see all the shocking colors out there in goal. It's Mexican tradition.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm probably different.
Okay. All right. How much pressure do you put on your defenders, to protect you? You basically have a flat back four. How much pressure and how much communication do you put on them during games to, keep the shots from coming in?
No, I don't strictly enforce them to make every defensive tackle, but I enforce them to always listen to me because I'm always talking. Well, I try to at least.
Right.
And just to keep that communication so they know, because I can see the whole field, so they know that I'm there. If they mess up, I can be there. If I mess up, they'll be there to help me as well.
All right, Chris, let's switch positions now and move forward. My experience is that forwards have absolutely no respect for goalkeepers.
That is absolutely 100% true.
Okay, how about the one sitting to your left?
I do respect Luis because he is my. I respect him to a point, But I do know Luis. I've played against him a few times, other than Borealis and stuff. But he's a very good goalie, and I have a lot of respect for him. He's a spectacular keeper. So other keepers and stuff, I don't really,
All right,
respect
and of course,
them.
you showed absolutely no respect to Scott Messer on Saturday night.
I didn't.
All right, you're basically new to the club, new to the franchise. You've seen how things have gone. Tell us of the kind of impact that you're looking to make with this franchise.
Well, one of the most important impact I'm trying to make is to score goals. Because before I joined the club, I went to a few of the games and I saw that, there was lacking a forward and stuff. I was actually supposed to play for Borealis from the beginning, but because of my work situation, I couldn't get it, situated right, and I couldn't get it figured out. But then I was finally able to quit my job, and, I was able to start practice and join the team, which I was really, really excited about.
All right. So are you saying you quit your job to play for the team?
Yes, I did.
Wow, you love it that much?
Yes, I love Borealis,
Okay.
and my job was really taking me from taking my passion away from the game. So I realized that I had to change that, which is why I quit my job and decided to play for Borealis.
Right. And you told me that you've been playing the game since age 4.
Yes, I mean, I was born in West Africa, Liberia, and that was all we do. It was either you play soccer or you just run the streets. So I chose to go the other way. I chose to play soccer. Soccer was my way out.
Right.
It's the only thing I know how to do.
George Weah, is he an inspiration?
He is definitely an inspiration to every Liberian, including myself.
Right, and you heard it, George Weah. If you know anything about Liberian football, he is Liberian football. He has basically been the man who has put Liberia on the map, so to speak, as far as football or soccer, if you prefer, is concerned. Chris, we're always going to have this thing where, I'm from Jamaica.
Yeah.
So when we speak of the game, we speak of football.
Yeah.
But in America, they're going to say soccer,
Absolutely.
But this is a soccer show, so when we say football, you understand what we're saying, right? Okay, all right, cool. So you started out on the right footing, so to speak. The season is basically winding down, but you still have a chance of making the playoffs. I mean, tell us now, when you think of making the playoffs and making that impact on this franchise and this team at this point in time, what goes through your head?
I mean, making the playoffs is definitely my biggest motivation, because I love to win. I mean, everyone loves to win and stuff, but I mean, that's what goes through my mind is I just want to score goals and help the team, do whatever it takes to, go out there and work hard and do whatever it takes to help the team win, because I love to win. I hate losing, so I do whatever it takes to win.
Right. And of course, you're College of the Page. You played for College of the Page, right?
Yes. I
right.
did.
And how did you do there?
I had a great year. It was good. Yeah, I had a great season.
Lots of goals.
I scored. It could have been better, but yeah, I think I scored like 10 goals and a couple of assists and about 10 assists.
Okay, and you still say it could have been better.
For my standards, I think it definitely could have been way better.
And should I take it then that means you set high standards?
I
for
set
yourself?
a very high standard for myself. Yes.
Yeah. How about Luis? I mean, in terms of your standards, where do you place the bar?
It has to be complete and utter perfection. If not, I'm extremely mad.
Right.
You should see, even after a win in the locker room, I'm furious because I don't like how we play or I don't like how I play. It has to be perfect. If not, I'm not happy.
Right. And of course, we're still waiting to bring forward some clips of some good work that Luis performed in a game just recently. But gentlemen, you have a game tomorrow, and it's very hard for you to, but I mean for everybody, when you look at the standings, you look at the position of the teams here, you're above this team, 4 points above them, but in terms of position, just 1 position above this team. This team has not won any games. They have a minus 16 goal differential. I mean, when you think of a team like that, Chris, coming into play, are you now salivating at the prospects of ensuring that you pick up your first 3 points at home from this team?
Definitely, that's the goal, definitely to pick up our first 3 points. But at the same time, we cannot underestimate any teams out here because it's a game of football. You never know what's going to happen. But we're definitely going out there with a winning mentality. We want to go out there and get a win and get a win at home for our fans and stuff. So I'm looking to score some goals, or at least get an assist or something like that. Yeah. So I definitely want to get out there and get a win.
All right. Oh, I'm sorry, Luis. I kind of kept the conversation between me and Chris football, but then I remember that you're Mexican. It's also football in Mexico, right? Yeah. But tomorrow's game against Grand Rapids. I mean, how are you looking forward to this one? Are you salivating at the prospects?
I'm looking for a W. I'm not expecting anything else except for those 3 points. So.
All right. And of course, looking for the clean sheet.
Of course.
Right. I know I shouldn't do this, but as a forward, how many goals do you think you'll be able to throw in this one?
Tomorrow, perhaps I'm trying to get a hat trick. Because every time I step in a game, that's my mentality. I got to get out there and score goals. Because if I don't score, I hold myself to such a high standard that if I don't score a goal, it haunts me. I feel like it's my fault that we lost because I'm the forward. I'm supposed to produce. I'm supposed to score goals. So I'm definitely looking to score at least 2 goals.
So the game we're speaking of is against Grand Rapids tomorrow. It happens at Mozart at 7 o'clock. The game will be live on SportsTownChicago.com, STC2. We'll be there to provide coverage for that one. However, as always, you can come out and you get to see the players live as this Aurora Borealis team tries to, garner that first 3 points at home. One of the things, gentlemen, is that very few teams in this East Division of the PLA have been able to win at home. I mean, most points have come on the road. I mean, do you know this? Is it an omen that that strikes you, or is something you're like, we're not even going to pay any mind to that?
I think just all these teams like playing with dead legs from long bus rides, and they know that they're tired from the long bus rides, so they have to get into the mentality that we have to win. And then when you play at home, you're all comfortable. You go do your own day, and you come to this field to play a game, but you're not with that same mentality that you have to perform to your top level because you're not tired.
Okay, but then, Luis, you'd have had more experience in the league than Chris. Chris, does that bother you? Do you even think about that, or it's to you it's just another game, or just some more goals I need to score?
I just look at it as just another game, man. Another game that I need to score goals.
Okay, all right, great.
Yeah.
So, like I said, it's tomorrow evening, 7 o'clock at the Mozart Stadium. Grand Rapids Ole coming into town to face Aurora Borealis. But then that's just the start of the soccer/football weekend for the club, because come Monday, it'll be a day of soccer basically, 4th of July. The team will be taking on FC Indiana. There'll be 2 games, one at 10:30 a.m., the other is at 1 p.m., and the reserve teams of Aurora will be playing the under-20s of FC Indiana at 10:30, and then of course the senior guys get a run out against FC Indiana at 1 o'clock. That too will be live right here on SportsTownChicago.com. You can join us, but why not go out to the game? Why not go out and support these players as they try their best to help this club to make an impact in the community? Now, speaking of the community, give me your perspective as to what, having a club like this in a community like that is, what does it mean to the community?
Having a club like this in our community, especially in Aurora, I think it's huge for our community. It's very important to have a club here because, we all most of us grew up in Aurora, and, we want to represent the city, and we want to, do as much as we can to, represent and stand for the city of Aurora.
Luis?
And the same thing, there's equal, if not a lot more better talent in Aurora, and we just want to put on a show for our community, our fans, our local families that support the game of soccer, football.
Right. And of course, we can't stress enough that as a community, you need to step out there and support this club and support what they're doing, giving young people such as these gentlemen, 20, 21 years old, something to do other than everything else that they could do. Okay? So please come on out and support the games, Mozart Stadium. You can join us tomorrow, 7 o'clock, right here on SportsTownChicago.com for a live game. Or you can join us next Thursday, 2 o'clock, for another episode of All Access Aurora Borealis. On behalf of all the members, the entire franchise, Aurora Borealis, and also the crew here at SportsTownChicago.com, I'm Courtney Wallace saying good afternoon.
Clear.